Hello, dear traders, you're watching Economic Calendar presented to you by InstaForex's news team and me, Kate Nidachina. Next week, the markets will scrutinize the following macroeconomic events. On Tuesday, Germany will release its preliminary report on inflation figures for April. It is expected that the indicator would fall 0.1% monthly and increase 1.3% annually. In March, consumer prices grew 0.9% compared to the last year. Over the months, the indicator gained 0.3%. Both indicators were in line with the analysts' expectations. In February 2014, inflation fell in Germany to the lowest level since 2010. The ECB is getting ready to kick off additional stimulus measures to bolster healthy inflation as the indicator deteriorates across the board. Meanwhile, Easter holidays may push the prices higher this month. Later on Wednesday, France will report on consumer spending in March. The consensus forecast is plus 0.6%. Last month, consumer spending increased in France by 0.1%, following the last month's fall by 2.1%. On annual terms, French nationals spent less by 0.3%. The increase was attributed to the rebound in car and durable goods purchases. Apart from this, the USA is going to release its first quarter GDP gauge on Wednesday. According to the forecast, the indicator went up 1.1% quarter-over-quarter. In the fourth quarter of 2013, the US GDP added 2.6% annually. The third estimate was 0.2% above the second one at 2.4%. However, initially the GDP was reported to gain 3.2%. Compared to the third quarter, the economic growth cooled down. The revised data suggests increased personal spending. Meanwhile, high consumption was offset by softer private investments into stock inventories and intellectual property. Now let us have a look at macroeconomic indicators to be released next week. On Monday, the traders will monitor the pending home sales indicator in the USA in March. On Tuesday, New Zealand will unveil its trade balance data for March. Great Britain will comment on the first quarter GDP growth. Following this release, the USA will update the markets on consumer confidence for April. On Wednesday, the focus will shift to New Zealand, which will comment on business confidence indicator for April. Meanwhile, the Bank of Japan will announce its decision on overnight call rate. Germany is expected to shed light on labor market situation in April. After that, the USA will release its ADP non-farm employment change. Canada is to disclose its GDP data for February. Finally, the Federal Reserve will comment on its monetary policy meeting. It was Economic Calendar on InstaForex TV channel. Have a nice trading.